Welcome back to One Big Table. Today we're going to prepare a piadina, a beautiful dish from the region of Romagna. It's simple and delicious, and it's inspired by the beautiful ingredients of this valley. So let's get cooking. We're going to start from making our piadina. Piadina is a very simple bread, and you'll find different versions that come from different parts of the world. Tortilla is a good example from South America. And it couldn't be any simpler. Just 4 ingredients: flour, water, salt, and olive oil. So I'm gonna start with my flour. A nice pinch of salt. A general drizzle of olive oil. Maybe a little more. And I'm just gonna add enough water till my dough comes together without being too dry or too wet. And of course, the best tools are my hands. Just gonna need to work it for maybe 4 or 5 minutes. It looks beautiful. We're gonna let it rest for 20 minutes, and as it's resting, we're gonna prepare our filling for the piadina. So I have a few sandchokes. Sandchokes are a beautiful ingredient that is in season at this time of the year. They're also called Jerusalem artichokes, but they're not artichoke at all. They actually belong to the sunflower family, and they're an ingredient indigenous to this area. And I also have a little bit of corn salad or mache salad. Beautiful local ingredients that are gonna make for a beautiful piadina. So I'm gonna take my sandchokes. So it's a root vegetable, so you wanna make sure that it's really nice and clean before you start using it. So wash them well. If you don't wash them well, they're gonna tend to be quite bitter. I'm just gonna slice it nice and thin. I have my pan here, it's just getting nice and hot. I'm gonna add a nice amount of olive oil. I'm gonna put my sandchokes right in there. A little bit of salt. And now I'm gonna let them cook for maybe 7 or 8 minutes. They're cut quite thin, so they're not gonna take too long. The heat is gonna be medium to high. I just want to caramelize the sugar and get a really nice flavor out of them. Sandchokes are really beautiful ingredients, sort of a mix between a potato and an artichoke. They're really delicious, and I think you're really going to enjoy them. And you have seen me doing this more than once before. A nice clove of garlic, I just smash it and I'm going to throw it right in there. It's gonna give a nice flavor to my sandchokes without becoming too overpowering. While my sandchokes are cooking, I'm gonna prepare my piadina. So I have my dough here. I'm just gonna cut portions about the size of an egg. A little bit more flour. And I'm gonna roll it pretty much like you roll a pizza dough. It should be nice and thin. It doesn't need to be perfectly round, but of course, if it's round, it's gonna make it a little bit easier to put it together afterwards. And if it's sticking to your board, just a little bit of extra flour. My sandchokes are ready. I'm gonna move them to my pan. I'm just gonna add a splash more of olive oil. It's important you use a non-stick pan to cook your piadina. I have a medium to low heat in my pan now, and now just want to be careful with your piadina, and you can add it straight to your pan. It's been about 2 or 3 minutes. I'm gonna turn my piadina now. It's looking really nice. And I'm gonna start adding all my toppings to it. I have some beautiful brie from Upper Bench. I'm gonna add my sandchokes to it. I'm gonna add some of this beautiful prosciutto cotto from Valoroso. Everything is already cooked, so all I'm trying to do is to melt the cheese and slightly warm up my prosciutto. This cheese is so good. What makes a piadina really beautiful is the contrast between the cold of the salad and the warmth of the piadina. So we are gonna season our lettuce with a little bit of balsamic vinegar, a little bit of olive oil, and a little bit of salt. A quick mix. And I have a lot of hungry friends here in the kitchen, so we're gonna finish this dish quickly. All right, my piadina is looking good. I'm gonna transfer it through my pan. I'm gonna add the corn salad right in it. I'm gonna fold it over.
No, what are you doing? All fluffing your hair.
Enjoy.
Thank you.
Oh, thank you, Julio. This is wonderful. I'm so excited to eat this. I can't wait. Oh my goodness. So convenient.
Yay! Now I like it. Oh, he's got the phone. Oh, you're sneaky. So good. It's horrible.
I can edit that part out.
Horrible. Sick and grumpy. Oh my
No,
gosh.
I'm good. You guys can eat.
Oh my gosh, that's delicious. Thank you.
So this is the end of another episode of U&Brie Table. I hope you enjoy. Happy Earth Day.